What would happen if I reset an entire team and the only way to make it better was to add a legend every single year? Today, we're here to find that out. What is up, guys? It's TheGreatWall, back at again with another video. Today, we are here with a different type of Add a Legend challenge. It's not part of the Add a Legend series. It's going to be part of the Experiment series. But we do have a fully zero overall team. It is an older roster that I made. So all the overalls might not be the exactly most accurate, to say the least, but there was really nothing else in the roster vault that was any newer, and I wasn't going to sit there for 45 minutes and make a new roster. So yeah, this is what the roster looks like. We are with the White Sox today. If you guys don't know, I think in this roster I put everyone on the Nationals. Yes, I did. But yeah, basically, and I mean, honestly, it hurts the Nationals more that I didn't use an updated roster, because CJ Abrams has like 90-something potential now, and James Wood is a beast, and so are these two, and everyone in between. But today we are here to see how many legends it would take to actually win a World Series when you start off with a zero overall roster. And how we're going to decide the legends is going to be using this nice little wheel right here. And what I'll do is I'll spin the wheel, and whatever team it lands on, I can pick a player that has played for that team, even if it was just for one game. It doesn't have to be a legend of that team, but we're going to try to stick to legends from one specific, like from that team, if that makes sense. But I can use, let's say it lands on the Giants. I can technically pick Randy Johnson if I wanted to. That was just the first one that came to my mind. So yeah, without further ado though, let's go sim the test year and see how badly they do. I'm assuming they're going to go 0-62. Or 0-162. Alright, we're at the Home Run Derby. One thing that I will also say right now while we're looking through everything is that I can only use players that are already in the game, and I cannot change anyone's overalls or stats. So whoever's in the game, whatever their overalls and stats are, those are the players we can use. The Guardians are absolutely disgusting. I'm guessing it's because they play us so much. Same with every other, AL Central team, probably going to be nuts. Patrick Bailey's hitting 345 because he plays us. Who is our one Joe Random? Like, look at J-Ram hitting 387. Absolutely insane. Do we not have an all-star? Am I losing it? Do we not have a single all-star here? Am I actually losing my mind? Do we not? Is this the first time ever that a team doesn't have an all-star? Did they take that out of the game or something? Am I missing something here? Yeah, we don't have an all-star. Am I like losing my mind here? Oh wait. It's one of our catchers, but they don't pop up on the all-star thing. That is so trippy. What the hell? Alright, so yeah, that's something, I guess. Yeah, I really don't have words. Alright, let's finish out the rest of the year, and then we'll see who the first legend we get to add is. Alright, if you guys can guess, we finished 0-162. I do want to see, I know we don't have any league leaders, but yeah, J-Ram hit 331. I mean, I feel like that's not crazy. Like there should have been some more AL Central players here who did really well. The standings, I mean, the standings are extremely underwhelming considering there's a team that didn't win a single game, and there's also no teams with 100 wins. So I could be losing my mind, but I feel like it should be a little more lopsided. Our best player had a -0 WAR. Wow, our worst two had a -6.5 each. Absolutely insane. Pitching wise, yeah, obviously not a single win save. Do we have any blown saves? Oh, okay, we have 2 blown saves, which means we had a chance to win games. Okay, we had a bunch of guys with a 0 WAR. Our worst was a -14.7. I'm sorry, what does that say his whip is? He has a 20 home runs per 9. What am I looking at here? An ERA of 140.45, a whip of 17.04. That means he was letting 17 base runners on per inning that he pitched. Was he a starter? Oh my god, and he was a starter. This is actually insane. 93 games pitched in. Alright, let's go add our first player. Let's get this wheel spinning. We aren't going to remove any teams. So there is that. What does it say? What does it say? 29 out of 30. Oh, Oakland Athletics. Hold on. Respin that. Just because the Oakland Athletics were not selected for some reason. Our first team is going to be the Minnesota Twins. All right, let's go add a legend from the Minnesota Twins and then move on from there. All right, the first player we are adding is going to be Joe Mauer. I could have went with Harmon Killebrew. I would have loved to use Walter Johnson, but guess what? He's not in the game. Thank you, SCS. So we'll go with a great catcher in Joe Mauer. Obviously, like I said, couldn't change any of his stats. He did win an MVP in real life in 2009. Great year. So yeah, we're going to get a good catcher. I could have won Harmon Killebrew, but first baseman are going to probably be very easy to come by. So why not go out there and get an elite catcher? So yeah, see if he can help us win any games this year. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby, and I am excited to say we do have our first official win as a team. It was against the Detroit Tigers, 3-2. Yeah, we'll take a quick look. Did Joe Mauer have a day? He was 2 for 3 with a home run. Oh, he had 2 home runs. My apologies. He had 2 solo shots, and we had 3 pitchers get a hold, which is crazy. And then our last pitcher actually was the one that got the win, which is crazy because I think it goes in reverse order. Yeah, it goes in regular order. So yeah, absolutely insane. We get our first win. Who's our all-star? I'm assuming, I have to make a wild assumption that it is going to be Joe Mauer, and that would be a correct statement. He's going down a little bit, but I mean, it's fine. He's still absolutely disgusting. So yeah, let's finish out this year, see if we can somehow get our second win. All right, unfortunately, we only got that one singular win. I'm assuming we only have one player, Joe Mauer, who at 270 had an actually solid year. Brings in a 4.3 WAR. Pitching wise, do I even want to look? It's only a negative 6.8 as the worst. I feel like it could have definitely been a lot worse than that. So I feel like it's not a bad place to be in. Only 1 in 61. We've got a lot more wins to go. So let's go ahead. What is going to be our second team that we get to add? You know, we'll actually remove every single choice we get. So the Twins are no longer available. What is the next team? Is it going to be the Tampa Bay Rays or the St. Louis Cardinals? Give me the Cardinals. It's going to be the Rays. All right. So we do get the Rays. I'm going to go find a player from the Rays, and then we'll add them to the team. All right, so the player we are adding is Wade Boggs. I know what you're thinking. Wade Boggs played for the Rays. He did. I think this was their inaugural season in 1998, and I think he played here for these 2 years. Well, he did play here only for these 2 years. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm pretty sure he was on the original team. I would have loved to add Evan Longoria, but he's not in the game. Carl Crawford, not in the game. David Price, not in the game. All of the best players from the Rays, unfortunately, are not in the game because of how new of a team they are. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense. It is what it is. Wade Boggs is going to be playing third base for us. Hopefully, he can do a job. All right, Home Run Derby. We are yet again with exactly 1 win. I don't even know why I'm looking here. Our 1 win, actually, funnily enough, came in the first technically week. And it was a game where Wade Boggs had a home run. Joe Mauer had 2 doubles. Wade Boggs also had a double. And the Joe Randoms just somehow managed to put it all together. And it's crazy. 6-inning save is just wild. I don't even, how does that even work? See who our all-stars are. I'm assuming I'm just gonna yet again. Oh, hold on. I didn't sim. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna take the wild guess and just assume that our all-stars are Joe Mauer and maybe Wade Boggs. No Wade Boggs. I'm assuming no Joe Randoms. I'm hoping there's no Joe Randoms. There's not, because it would have been starting pitcher or catcher. So, yeah, it's Joe Mauer. Let's finish out the year. See if we can get our second win. I have a good feeling about it. All right, 1 in 161. I was hoping we might have gotten our second win, but we don't. Let's see. How did these 2 guys do? An 8-3 out of Wade Boggs in his first year, and Joe Mauer with a 5-5. So they both did okay. Negative 6.9 is the worst, and a negative 8.5 is the worst for the pitching. A bunch of zeros, but none of them actually pitched. Yeah, let's see what is our next team going to be. It is going to be, let's get this spin going. Give me a team that has some pitching. Give me the Diamondbacks or the Mariners or the Giants. The Mets? Okay, the Mets, I'm probably going to go with a pitcher of some sort. So yeah, we'll go ahead. Let's go add our first pitcher to the team, potentially. Alright, this might sound incredibly stupid, but I feel like relief pitching is going to be our hardest thing to come by. So we're going to go with Billy Wagner. I could have technically went with like a John Franco, but he only has like an 80 overall in this game, which, no offense, is not very good. But yeah, Billy Wagner played in New York for a few years. Obviously more known for his time in Houston. But yeah, I think relievers are going to be hard to come by. We could have went with Tom Seaver. We could have went with like a Pedro Martinez. I think Roger Clemens played for the Mets for a year, somewhere towards the end. But yeah, like I said, we need relievers more than probably anything in the future. So we'll get an elite one right now with Billy Wagner. Alright, we're at the Home Run Derby, and it looks like the addition of Billy Wagner has helped us. We have 2 wins so far. We win this game here, and it's... Wow. Okay, so really was just the Joe Randoms. Oh, Joe Mauer hit a grand slam. That would help. It's funny, Billy Wagner didn't even pitch in this game. And then what about this 6-2 win? Yeah, wow. Wade Boggs with 2 home runs. Billy Wagner with a 6-inning save. Gave up 2 runs, none of them earned. Let's see who our all-stars are going to be. I'm assuming Billy Wagner might have a shot. As a reliever, yeah, he's going to be here with only 1 save, obviously. But a 3.13 ERA is not bad. No Joe Mauer. And no Wade Boggs. Alright, it is literally just the Billy Wagner show. Okay. Yeah, let's finish out this year. Alright, so we do only get the 2 wins. We have not won a singular game in the second half of the year yet. Wade Boggs hit 306. Joe Mauer hit 280. Solid years from both of them. 6-6 from Mauer, 6-3 from Wade Boggs. Billy Wagner with his 1 singular save. He had 200 innings pitched as someone with only 26 stamina. He pitched in 53 games with a 3.14 ERA, 1.13 WHIP, 4.1 WAR. Yeah, I mean he wasn't even that bad. 0-7, but not really his fault. Yeah, let's go add our next player. What team are they going to be from? Come on, show me something beautiful. Looking, like I said, for more pitching help would be nice. And it's going to be the Detroit Tigers? It's going to be the Detroit Tigers. Alright, let's go add a player from their team. Alright, the player from the Tigers I'm adding is Al Kaline. The only pitchers that they really had was like Hal Newhouser. And no offense to Hal Newhouser, he was a great pitcher, but I feel like I want to wait for the starting rotation to get some guys like Pedro, get a guy like Roger Clemens, you know, Randy Johnson, someone like that. So yeah, we'll get Al Kaline here, who is going to be an absolute dog hitting-wise, at least for us. He'll actually play some solid defense out there in right field too, so I think this is actually a very solid player to pick up, and hopefully we can win our 3rd game in a season. Alright, we're at the Home Run Derby. We only have 1 win. We came close a couple other times, but only the one against Cleveland that you guys can see. And it's a game where Billy Wagner had to go 7.1, which is just absolutely insane. He's like a reverse close. Like he's basically a reverse starter. He closes out games with 7 innings. It's insane. It looks like some of those guys are hitting absolutely insane. Billy Wagner, I was going to say he should 100% be here. He has as many innings as these guys, and he hasn't started a singular game, which I think that's nuts. Not a single start, and he's that good. No Joe Mauer. No Wade Boggs. Al Kaline is here hitting 340, but the other 2 guys are hitting in the 300s too. Oh, he's hitting 288, but Wade Boggs is hitting 324. Alright, it is what it is. Al Kaline is going down in overall, but, I mean, he's still absolutely disgusting, so it should be fine. Let's finish out this year. Alright, we had a scorching hot second half, win 3 games, 1 again against Cleveland, Houston, and we absolutely destroyed the Twins. Billy Wagner with the win in this one. Billy Wagner is 3-4 on the year. 3-4 on the year, Jesus. He led the league in strikeouts, and Wade Boggs led the league in batting average. Well, the AL in batting average. Wade Boggs batting title How? I need to know. Oh, I guess they don't count him as a reliever because there's only 2 here, and I'm guessing what's his name should be on here. He's not even in the Cy Young voting, which is crazy because he pitches so much, especially for a reliever. Okay, Wade Boggs with a 7.5, Maurer with an 8.4, Kaline with a 5.9. Our worst is a negative 6.7. Billy Wagner pitched 206 innings with his 26 stamina. I just think that's absolutely insane. He had a 4.3 WAR, had 1 save and 3 wins. I mean, shout out to him, I guess. Let's go ahead. Let's try to get these guys some help. Maybe get an actual starter. We're looking for a team like the Boston Red Sox would be nice. Get like a Babe Ruth. It's going to be the Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay. All right. We'll see what we can come up with the Pittsburgh for the Pittsburgh Pirates. All right. The next player we're adding is Roberto Clemente. There was a couple options. It was between him and Al Kaline, but we went with Clemente. I could have went with Garrett Cole. He has a 99, but like I said, I don't want to waste my starting pitchers just yet. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead, add Clemente, and go from there. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby, and the team is actually doing surprisingly well for our standards. We have 4 entire wins. I'm guessing Billy Wagner is the main reason for that, as he is 3-5, and he is doing, pretty well for the most part. No Maurer, no Boggs. Clemente and Al Kaline are both here, though. Like I said, I know we had a right fielder already, and I can't change positions. That's something that I will say. I have to leave them at their position. So, yeah, I mean, obviously they can coexist because they both have secondary position, obviously. So, yeah, let's finish out the season. See if we can maybe somehow find a way to get a double-digit win. All right, so maybe I was asking for too much. We got to 5 wins. I guess that counts for something. Joe Mauer and Roberto Clemente win Gold Gloves. Al Kaline wins a batting title. Not bad. Oh, clicked to that too quickly. Al Kaline, we already saw that. How did our players perform? 8.6 out of Kaline, Clemente with a 6.6, as well as Joe Mauer, and Wade Boggs with a 6.5. I mean, these 4 have been very solid so far. Billy Wagner, 3-6, 210 innings pitched with a 2.05 ERA, 246 strikeouts. Absolutely disgusting. How many games did he pitch in? 55. So he was going out there throwing about 4 innings a game, which is crazy. He had a 5.2 WAR, and obviously no one else did anything. So see if we can get him some help. We're looking for a bunch of different teams could help us out here. We need some good elite starting pitcher. The Dodgers. Oh, the Angels works. The Angels is perfect. Yeah. I already know who I'm probably going to take with this one. I'll see you guys in a second. All right, so it was really between Nolan Ryan and Albert Pujols. Nolan Ryan, his walks per 9 absolutely kills him every single time. We've used him twice, and both times he was kind of meh because he just cannot stop walking people. So we're going to go with Albert Pujols. We all know he played in LA, arguably one of the worst contracts of all time, because he didn't really provide much and was seen as very bad towards the end of it, like the last 4 years. The first 4 or 5 years were okay, but it wasn't the Albert in St. Louis that we saw, that we all grew up on. So, yeah, he's going to be here. Obviously, Angels fans would like to forget his time with the team, but we're bringing him in for the Angels. All right, Home Run Derby, we are in the exact same spot. We only have 4 wins. It's crazy that no one from our team has ever made it to the Home Run Derby. Clemente's out there in right field doing a job. Billy Wagner has a save and a win, so good for him. No Joe Mauer. Austin Wells is here, which is just absolutely distasteful. No Albert Pujols. Are we for real right now? I think it's because the team doesn't win games, so they don't want to give us all-stars. Even though Roberto Clemente and Al Kaline are both here, even though obviously they're both elite. How is Albert doing? Just want to see. Oh, he's hitting 264. Maybe he doesn't deserve to be here. All right, that's fine. Let's finish out the year, see if we can get past 5 wins again. All right, huge year for the program. 7 wins. Billy Wagner led the league in innings pitched, strikeouts, and WAR, which is just absurd that he doesn't win any awards from it because we do not win any games. 8-3 from Boggs and Clemente. K-Line with a 7-6, Maurer with a 6-4, and Albert with a 5-5. He did have a much better second half, I will give him that. 2-7 with 2 saves out of the main man, Billy Wagner. He pitched a complete game. He didn't start a game, but he pitched a complete game. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Was it this game? No, it's probably a game that we didn't win. He pitched 8 innings in this one. Dude, there's no way. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, because now I'm intrigued. Now I'm intrigued. Oh, do they not have? They don't have game log on here, do they? They don't have this game. Yeah, do they not? They don't have like a game log anymore. I know they used to. I know they used to have a game log where you could see like a game by game. Oh yeah, here we go. Recent games. What game was he pitching? Oh, okay. Well, that's a sad turn of events. We can't even see what game it is. It is what it is, though. What is the next team we're gonna be picking from? Like I said, I need a starting pitcher. I think almost if there's anyone with a 99 from this team as a starting pitcher, the Athletics, the Nationals, I'm taking Bryce Harper. I can almost guarantee you that there's no one better than Bryce Harper from the Nationals that has a legend card. And also for reference, we are able to use current players as long as they have a flashback legend, and Bryce Harper does. So there's about it. Oh my God, Randy Johnson. Never mind, we are taking Randy Johnson. I'm going to go add him to the team. He technically played for Montreal, but we're counting that as the Nationals. So yeah, we're going to go add Randy. Alright, I would like to apologize to everyone. We're actually going to use Pedro because he is leaps and bounds better on his card than Randy. And he is, I feel like the worst team for him is the Nationals. So this is the best chance to add him. Like Babe Ruth we could use for Boston. Mets we already got. Philly, there's a lot of guys. And I'm saving Randy in case we get the Giants because he did play there for a year. So yeah, we're going to have Pedro. He is our first starter that we're adding to the rotation. Hopefully he can come out here and do a job for us. And maybe we get to 10 wins this year. Talk about have a year. We've got Albert Pujols, who's having a phenomenal year. But we also have 14 wins. And I would like to show you the beginning of this year. 3-0 win. 3-0 win. Pedro. 7-0 win. 2-0 win. He had 4 straight games without giving up a run. And then he ended up giving up a ton of runs to... Is it this team? Was this the team? No. Wow, this is a Joe Random Fest. Holy shit. To one of these teams would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it should have been this game. Okay. That's besides the point. But Pedro is on an absolute heater. He is 11-3 right now. Let's see the All-Star voting. Pedro's here. He's got a 1.94 ERA. He's doing phenomenal. No Billy Wagner now that he doesn't have to just eat innings like crazy. Pujols is here. He's doing phenomenal. Anyone else? Clemente and Al Kaline are both here. So let's finish out this year. We might get to 20 wins this year, as crazy as that sounds. We're getting, like, that's a huge jump. Going from, what was it, 7 to 20 would be phenomenal. Alright, we get to exactly 20 wins. That'll play. Pedro, phenomenal year. Clemente, phenomenal year. Clemente with a batting title. How does he... Oh, I mean, yeah, Judge hit 60 home runs. I take it back. Wow, what a year. Let us see. Okay, 10-6 from Roberto. Boggs with an 8-1. 6-7 from Albert. Maurer with a 6-5. Only a 4-7 from K-Line. Not the best. Pedro... 12-10 with a 2.59 just really says where the state of our team is. Billy Wagner 3-7 with a 1 save. Yeah, 36 starts, 5 complete games, 4 shutouts. Wow, so his 4 shutouts in a row were his only 4 shutouts of the season. Pedro with a 6, and then Billy Wagner with a 2-2. Let's go ahead, spin this beautiful wheel. We are getting closer. I think we're like 3 starters away maybe a bullpen arm, and a couple hitters away from making the playoffs for the first time. Give me, okay, it's gonna be the Royals. Okay, we can work with the Royals here. I'm gonna go find someone to add to their team. All right, we are gonna add George Brett from the Royals. Yeah, there's other players that we could have technically used, but we can't. Like Greinke would have been nice. Brett Saberhagen would have been nice. But yeah, it's going to end up being George Brett, probably the greatest Royals player of all time for now. If Bobby Witt spends his entire career there, he will probably go down as the best. So yeah, only time will tell. Hopefully George Brett can do a job. Good thing he has some good secondaries because we already have a third baseman in Wade Boggs. But the CP will figure it out, so we should be fine. All right, we're at the Home Run Derby, and we are finally starting to be decent, Albert, in the Home Run Derby. We were at 23 wins at the All-Star break. Obviously, that sucks, don't get me wrong, but it's better. It's better. Pedro in the All-Star game. Billy Wagner with 8 saves. Good for him. Albert is here. We saw that. None of our third basemen are here, which is crazy. But Roberto Clemente is here. No Al Kaline. Let's finish out the year. Can we get to 30 wins? I think we definitely have a great shot. All right, so we get 33 wins. We're getting somewhere. It's going to take a while, but we are getting somewhere. Pedro wins a Cy Young. Mauer Clemente, I think that's a Gold Gloves, and Pujols wins a MVP. Let us see the WAR numbers. Let us see them. 8 from Brett and Albert, 7-1 from Clemente, 6-9 from Boggs, Kaline with a 6-4, and Mauer with a 5-4. 10 saves out of Billy Wagner. I mean, it's a step in the right direction. 7-3 from Pedro, 3-1 from Billy. All right, we do need some pitching. I would love a team like the Cardinals. Maybe get Bob Gibson. Would be nice. The Yankees. No, or the Brewers. The Brewers works too. We're going to get the New York Yankees. A lot of great options to choose from them. I think I might go with Jeter. The next player we're adding is Andrew Miller, and for the sake of speeding this up, we're not going to stop at the All-Star break anymore. We're just going to go straight all the way till the end of the season. So yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of the year. Andrew Miller obviously played for the Yankees. There were some other guys that could have went with Roger Clemens, but I feel like getting the Blue Jays, I would probably have to pick him. Because I'm like the relievers are going to be hard to come by because there's only like 15 good ones in the game. So it's like when I find a team that actually has a good relief pitcher, I kind of have to take them. Obviously, he only pitched here for a little bit, but it was a good little bit. So let's go ahead, sim the year, and see how he does. All right, so we get 1 win better at 34 wins, and the only reason that happened was because at the end of the year we locked in. Yeah, the guys are just filthy. To put it very lightly, Andrew Miller wins himself a Cy Young at 11-4 with a 1.67 and a 231 strikeout year. Yeah, I mean, I don't even really have words for it. Even though he's a reliever, he might be the first reliever to win the Cy Young. Or no, Gagne won it that one year. You guys got my point. The first one since him. 8-5 out of Boggs, Brett with an 8-2, Albert with a 7-3, 6-7 from Kaline, Clemente with a 6-5, and Joe Mauer with a 6-4. I mean, Pedro, not even a bad year. 242 innings pitched with 272 strikeouts. Just didn't have the wins. 6-9 out of him, Miller with a 5-6, and Billy Wagner with a 2.5, which is fine. Yeah, they weren't starting games, which to be honest, I assume they would at some point. Get this spin going. Who is it going to be? What team? Brewers. We're taking Gagne. I can tell you that straight up. It's going to probably be Gagne or Raleigh Fingers, but more than likely Gagne. Yeah, if I just had to take a wild guess. All right, so we get ourselves another elite relief pitcher. I know you're thinking, why are you getting relief pitchers? Down the line, this is going to help. If we went all out on starting pitching and hitting, eventually we'd get to teams that didn't have any good relievers, and then we'd kind of, screw ourselves. So we'll take Gagne. He pitched his last year in Milwaukee. Yeah, arguably the greatest, really one of the greatest relief pitchers of all time. Won the 2003 Cy Young. So yeah, hopefully you can come out here and do a phenomenal job for us and be just as good. All right, we finished with 43 wins, which I think is actually tied for the worst record of all time. Crazy enough. Pedro, Andrew Miller. Don't tell me Andrew Miller won another Cy Young. Pedro wins the Cy Young. No Andrew Miller to be seen. Do we have anyone? No, I was going to say there's no shot we have someone for reliever of the year. Let's see. 7-6 from Boggs. K-Line with a 7-2. 6-7 from Clemente. Mauer with a 5-6. Brett with a 5-3. Albert with a 4-5. Not a great year from him. Pedro 18-11 with a 2.55 ERA. Andrew Miller 9-4 with a 2.10. 9 saves out of him. So great year from him. What about the WAR numbers? 7-2 from Pedro, 4-3 from Miller, Gagne with a 3-4, and Billy Wagner with a 2-4. I think we are one. I think if we can get an amazing starter here, we'll be in a phenomenal spot to actually make the playoffs. Give me the Blue Jays. Oh, keep going. The Athletics, I'm going to take another reliever. I'm going to end up taking Dennis Eckersley. I don't care. I want to build a great bullpen because I think that's going to be something that's going to help us actually get there. So, yeah, it's probably going to be Dennis Eckersley. I cannot lie to you guys. All right, I said I was going to do it. Dennis Eckersley, I had to. He's the only 99 overall relief pitcher in this game, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, I had to do it. I really had to. We now have 4 relievers. Hopefully, I'll stop getting teams with relievers. Like, next time, give me the Giants. Let me just take Randy. And I know what you're saying. Why wouldn't I take Barry Bonds? He's not in the game. Yeah, just give me, like, the Blue Jays or the Giants next year. And then I think we're cooking. I think that's all we need is, like, one of those niche teams. Like, give me the Reds. I'll take Tom Seaver with the Reds. Actually, no, I would probably take Rob Dibble. You guys get my point, though. Give me a team that really only has starters. All right, 56 wins. We are almost out of the 100 loss area. Pedro is the reason why. Did that say 21 wins? Did that say Pedro had 21 wins? Pedro wins the Cy Young. Yeah, he had 21 wins. Oh my God. Clemente, Hank Aaron. MVP goes to Pedro. We saw that Clemente with the batting title. Dude, that is disgusting. That is disgusting. 21 wins with this team is insane. 9.6 from Roberto. Brett with an 8.8. 6.7 from Mauer. K-Line with a 5.7 as well as Boggs. And Albert with a 5.5. So the hitters did decent. Dennis Eckersley 10-8 with 17 saves. I mean, yeah. Look at the bullpen. I mean, look at these 4 guys just absolutely killing it with the ERA. Is what I meant. Let's see. 6.6 from Pedro. Billy Wagner with a 4.1. 3.6 from Andrew Miller. Gagne with a 3, and Dennis Eckersley with a 2. Give me the Blue Jays. Give me the Giants. Give me Chicago. I'll take a Greg Maddux. If we get the Orioles, I could probably there was someone. The Colorado Rockies. No, keep going. Cleveland Guardians. Am I gonna regret my choice of not taking Raleigh Fingers? I don't think Raleigh played for the Guardians. We'll find someone. Okay, the next player we're adding is Cy Young. My only hope is that they're smart enough to make him a starter. Well, not turn him into a starter, but use him as a starter. He pitched here for 2 years, maybe like a little more than 2 years. Obviously, all-time win leader, but he's listed as a relief pitcher in this game, which is the only thing that kind of scares me. Hopefully they use him as a starter, or at least he's throwing 300 innings or something. So, yeah, hopefully this wasn't a stupid mistake. Yeah. All right, we have our first non-100 loss season. We are so close. Cy Young had a phenomenal year. Did they use him as a starter? Pedro wins the Cy Young, funnily enough. Mauer, Clemente, Gold Gloves. Boggs with the batting title. How did the guys do? Let's see. 8.8 from Brett, 8.5 from Boggs. K-Line with an 8.4 as well as Clemente. So top 5 even. Joe Mauer with an 8.2. Puls with a 7.5. Very, very good. Pedro was 18-6. Not bad. 11-2 from Cy Young. Were they using him like a start? They were not using him as a starter. Andrew Miller was starting games. Gagne started games. Billy Wagner started a game. Not Cy Young. That is one thing that I do not like about this game is they can't put their 2 brain cells together and think at all. 6-1 from Pedro. Dennis with a 3.4. Miller with a 2.6 as well as Wagner. Gagne with a 2.5. Cy Young with a 2.2. We're looking for a team that's going to give us a shortstop or an elite starter. Give me the Giants. Give me the Blue Jays. Come on. Seattle Mariners works too. I think I'm just going to bite the bullet, and I think I'm just going to end up taking... Oh, or do I take Griffey? Alright, we have a decision to make. We do have a decision to make. Alright, this might be a questionable decision, but we're going to add Adrian Beltre. He did play for Seattle for a couple of years in the mid-2000s, well, mid to late 2000s. And I think this is the right move. We could have went with Randy Johnson. Ken Griffey, honestly, his card doesn't look that good in this game, which I think is terrible. So I think Adrian Beltre, because he has that secondary shortstop, I'm hoping that they're smart enough to play him at shortstop or DH or just, you know, make the team work in any capacity. So that's what we're hoping for, and hopefully it happens, and hopefully he can be a beast for us. Alright, so we have a huge downgrade of a year, but it's fine. We still didn't lose 100 games, which is all that matters. George Brett, Albert Pujols. Pujols, K-Line, Gold Gloves. George Brett wins an MVP, Albert right behind them. See how the team did. See whose fault it really was. 9 from Brett, 8-8 from K-Line, Boggs with a 7-4, Clemente with a 6-5, Albert with a 5-3, Beltre only a 5-7. Needs to be a little bit better, but it's not a terrible first year. 4-9 from Mauer. Pitching, oh yeah, the relief pitchers just did not have it this year. 25 saves out of Dennis Eckersley. I love the fact that they just refuse to use Cy Young as a starter at all. It's just so stupid. 6-5 from Martinez, Cy Young with a 3, 2-1 from Miller, 2 from Eckersley, Billy Wagner with 1.8, and then Gagne with 8.8. So, yeah, really just a down year all around. We need some starting pitching. Give me, like I said, give me the Giants. Give me Toronto. Please. They're going to give us the Cincinnati Reds. Okay. I don't mind the Reds. I think we'll probably end up taking Tom Seaver with this. Either Tom Seaver or Joe Morgan, depending on who looks better. Alright, we are going to add Joe Morgan. Tom Seaver, he's played for some questionable teams. He's played for the White Sox, so... yeah, Joe Morgan, we need one more hitter after this, and we have a complete lineup, and then from there we'll focus solely on pitching. But yeah, Joe Morgan's going to come in, probably one of the best options at second base. Can't hit lefties very well, but he does everything else well, so yeah, hopefully he can do a job for us. Oh my god, we're a playoff team. Just like that, we're a playoff team. This is probably a fluke year, but we have a shot of ending it now. I just don't think we will. Pedro, phenomenal year. Albert, phenomenal year. Wade Boggs, phenomenal year, which I don't think it's going to happen this year. Pedro, Cy Young, George Brett, Clemente, 1 Gold Gloves, Clemente with a Hank Aaron, Pujols with an MVP, and Wade Boggs with a batting title. Yeah, I think the team is just playing out of their mind. If we don't win it this year, don't be surprised if we don't make the playoffs next year. Clemente with an 11-3, Joe Morgan with a 10-1, 9-4 from Pujols, Wade Boggs with an 8-5, Al Kaline with an 8-3, George Brett with an 8, 6-3 from Mauer and Beltre apiece. Cy Young 19-4, and they probably didn't start a single game. He did not start a singular game, but he did pitch a lot, which is fine. 7-3 from Pedro, Cy Young with a 4-7, Miller with a 3-6, 1-7 from Dennis Eckersley, Gagne with a 1-5, and Billy Wagner with a 1-3. We have playoff baseball. Houston's going to pack us up in 3 because we just don't have the starting pitching for it, unfortunately. Let's see. Come on. We're looking for the White Sox, Blue Jays, Giants. One of those 3 teams, and we're so money. Or like the Cubs. The Cubs would work too. Or the Padres. The Atlanta Braves. Okay, it's going to be the Braves. We have a tough decision to make. They've got so many good players, but we'll hopefully make the right choice. Alright, it hurts me a little bit. We went with Babe Ruth. I was so close to taking Hank Aaron because he is such a great hitter. But I need someone who's going to be able to hit and pitch, and I can't pass up on Babe Ruth again. So, yeah, we're going to get Babe Ruth. He played one singular year in Atlanta for 28 games. And if I remember from the movie, it was so that he could be the coach as well after he finished playing. And I don't think that ever happened. So, yeah, but we have Babe Ruth, one of the greatest hitters of all time. He's a decent enough pitcher where hopefully he can just help us out. Alright, so we finished 102-60, and I think we have a real shot here of winning a World Series. Pedro, 308 strikeouts. Babe Ruth, yeah, I mean, just absolutely lethal. Cy Young from Pedro. Boggs, Clemente, Gold Gloves. Babe Ruth of the Hank Aaron. Pedro with an MVP, Clemente with a batting title. Babe Ruth had 61 home runs. Yeah, something casual, something light, if you will. Let us see. It's up to 99. 10-7 from Joe Morgan, Clemente with a 10-4, 9-8 from Babe, 7 from Brett, Albert with a 6-2, Boggs with a 5-8, Maurer, Belcher with 4 9s, and a 4-8 from Al Kaline. 26 wins out of Pedro, 24 from Babe Ruth, 14 out of Cy Young, 42 saves out of Dennis Eckersley. Great work. An 8-6 from Pedro, 5-1 from Babe, Cy Young with a 2-5, Gagne with a 2-3, 2-1 from Wagner, 1-6 from Miller, and a 1-5 from Dennis Eckersley. Phenomenal years all around. Can they get it done in the playoffs as the 1 seed? Wow, they absolutely smoke Kansas City. Detroit is going to get packed up. The Dodgers, I feel like the Dodgers have got to pack us up in 4. They pack us up in 6. All right, that's fine, though. Who won playoff MVP for us? Babe Ruth. All right, let's get this wheel spinning here. We need another starting pitcher. We're selling out for starting pitching. Our hitting set. We just need starting pitcher. Give me... Okay, Dodgers. Astros works. Dodgers works. It's going to be the Astros. We're going to take Roger Clemens. That's a simple one. So let's go add Roger Clemens to this rotation. All right, I know I said I was going to add Roger, but we're adding Randy instead. He looks a little bit better on his card. He played here in this... No, not that year. In this 1998 total year where he was absolutely disgusting for the second half with Houston. So yeah, we add him to the team. San Francisco, you don't have to worry. We're not gonna use him for your spin. So yeah, we now have 3 elite starters and Cy Young. Hopefully, if they would just use him as a starter, we'd be so good. But yeah, let's see how this team does. I feel like any year now could be the year, especially after what we've seen the last couple of years. All right, 116 and 46. This should be the year, honestly. Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez, Babe Ruth. You guys know at this point. Dennis Eckersley's delivery man. Randy Johnson with the Cy Young. Babe with a Hank Aaron. Randy with an MVP. Ruth with a batting title. 29 and 4. How the hell did he manage that? Oh, by starting 36 games. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Pedro, 26 and 4. Absolutely nuts how good this team was. Let us see. 12 out of Joe Morgan, 11-1 from Babe. Boggs, Brett, and Clemente all with a 7-7. Kaline with a 7-4. 6-6 from Maurer. Beltre with a 6 and a 5-3 from Albert. He's been slightly disappointing, I will not lie. 50 saves out of Dennis Eckersley. That'll definitely play. 9-2 from Pedro. Randy with a 7-5. Babe with a 2-2, Wagner with a 1-8, as well as Eckersley 1-6 from Cy Young. Gagne with a 1-3, Andrew Miller with a 0.7. Will this be the year that we end it? Toronto, barely sneak by them. Seattle, crush them. Mets should be done. And that's going to be it. We get the World Series. It took us, let's see, how many players did it take? It took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It took us 16 players, 17 total years to get this done. Let's see who won these awards. Babe Ruth with the World Series MVP and Al Kaline playoff MVP. Great job. If you guys want to see me do this with the live series players, drop a comment down below and let me know. That being said, that's going to be it for this one. Thank you guys as always for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and peace.